It is finally time. Welcome to Baldur's Gate 3, where girlfriends are state mandated.
Where's Alcin? Promise me a mate.
But Knek, I don't know what Baldur's Gate is. Well, I'm showing you right now. This is Baldur's Gate. This city you're looking at the title screen here. I have anticipated this game ever since I played Act 1 in Early Access back in 2021. Actually, I think I mentioned it in one of my first videos, I think. Why don't we start from the beginning and take a look at character creation?
Who are you?
Who are you? God, I love it! This is the place where male human fighters are born. But first, the game sets you up with a very loaded lore-heavy question. Are you penis C or are you penis D? If you know, you know. Except if you actually play D&D, then you'll probably choose to recreate a character from the campaign you had. But oh, there's no sailor background. Alright, I have another character. Let's just select another background. What about the haunted one? That one's popular. It's from the Guide to Ravenloft. It is not here either. What am I playing again? Alright, human male fighter. Guess I'll just have to be soldier again then. This is my first major gripe. I guess if you're playing strength, you don't really have more varied backgrounds in this game to fit different builds. There are no background options to get medicine or nature, which would have been perfect for druid boys. So we're stuck with these options. But there are 3 very good backgrounds for rogue: charlatan, criminal, and urchin. They all give you a proficiency with skills rogues would usually want. Admittedly, this is a very minor gripe I have, but I would at least like to see hermit as a background here, as it is a part of the base rulebook for Dungeons & Dragons, and it would have been good to patch this little lonely corner here. But wait! There is a 12th background in this game! If you play as Dark Urge, you get the Haunted one. This would have been easy just to put it in with the others, and it gives you medicine proficiency. They should have just made this available for custom characters, seeing as they have already programmed the inspiration cases for it. I currently have 2 playthroughs of the game going right now, and I finished my first one recently, where I played as an urchin rogue. It was a neutral good playthrough, and I found it really satisfying. Getting inspiration for the urchin background was really easy. You basically just protected a child and the inspiration came rolling in. Inspiration, for you guys wondering, is awarded in Dungeons & Dragons when you play your character well. As in, not metagaming for the best rewards, but actually exploring what your character would have done, and play out their flaws and personality traits. The Dungeon Master may then choose to reward you with their inspiration, which you can later use to reroll a bad dice roll, if you so choose. It's pretty much how they do it in this game, and it's nice to see that. You can have 4 inspiration points max, and they're shared amongst your party. Gaining inspiration after you have max grants you XP instead. But what saddens me is looking at other people's playthrough and seeing them use all their inspiration for impossibly hard check and then reloading after spending another 4 inspiration then succeeding. What Disco Elysium has taught me is that you should sometimes just embrace failure, because failing checks in that game can be hilarious. But I get it, right? Because some checks in this game does not tolerate failure, and it's not a story you want to tell. Fail one cheeky check and now you have to murder the entire fucking town. I know. I have also saved scum because of it. Or maybe it does. I only have under 300 hours played, but I'm just scratching the surface of the amount of content this game has. But that is why this game is so good. You want to see what would happen if you went in another direction in this game. What if you didn't help the druids? What if I sided with the bad guys to gain their trust? Or what if I just killed everyone? This game breeds decision making, and that is what is at the core of Dungeons & Dragons.
This may be there. It's up to her now. Life or death. Now, what was it you needed?
What also took me by surprise is how more fun and challenging hard mode is. Or Tactician as they call it. You need to use your entire arsenal to make it work, especially in the earlier levels. Enemies also use very powerful attacks against you, and you have to really think to make the most of your rounds. Or you could just fail your rolls too, making a hard fight even more challenging. Just remember, even though your hit chance is 98%, you can always roll a 1 and crit miss.
Enemy spotted, enemy spotted.
coming.
Who? What in the hells are you?
They're coming. They're coming.
You can listen all you want, but it can get the hells out of my head.
They're coming. You're coming.
Where's Gek? Who are you?
You continue forward in silence until the lights of a camp twinkle through the murk.
My only other complaint with the game is getting to Baldur's Gate doesn't really make you feel like you're returning home. If you play as a custom character, your character is supposed to be from the city. Act 1 is supposed to be the unknown wilderness, in the middle of nowhere. But getting to the city feels just as alien to me. I don't even have a house or family there. Did I just sleep in a box out on the street? Even so, I feel no connection to the city of Baldur's Gate. Maybe it would have been better to have the player start out in the city. It really doesn't have to be long. And then we can get snatched up by the Nautiloid. And now you can roll the rest of the established game. Now I can at least feel like I'm traveling back to a familiar place. Make me miss my home. That's what I'm getting at here. I'm not saying all these things because I hate the game. I'm saying all these things because it is an incredible game. On a side note, what is also really funny in the tutorial is that you kill everyone on board, only to then lose to a rock in the cutscene. But I know what we're really here for.
We need each other, and we both know what's at stake. Can't think of better company.
Why, hello, lover. That sounded more debonair in my head, I'll admit. Well, don't stand in ceremony. Come here.
Larian knows this and has made it so that she'll never leave your side no matter what moral choices you make. She is, however, very reluctant to soften up to you. I have worked harder to earn Shadowheart's trust than I have with most girls in real life. And it's not just Shadowheart's appreciations that goes up. Most of your party responds favorably to the choices you make.
Well, hello. Welcome to my humble party. What's your poison? Red? White?
Oh no, it's probably poison the wine is gonna give me.
A good, full-bodied choice. So, what are we drinking to?
I didn't forget that you tried to bite me the other night.
Cheers.
This is it.
Mmm,
I'm dead.
delicious. So, what happens next?
What do you mean?
By the hells. Sex, my...
They really spent a lot of time developing enemies in this game because every fight feels like you're fighting something new. Humanoids are the most repeated enemy, but they are also very varied in their stats and abilities. So you'll never roll your eyes and resent the game for facing you up against the same bokoblins again. But oh, this one is a skeleton, wow, how will I ever best this beast? And thank God for the humanoid enemies and its variation, or else the hold person spell would be useless. There's so many spells in this game, and there's so many options you can take as a magic user. You have the high damage spells, the utility spells to help you with exploration, and spells that bend the conversation in your favor. Just remember, after you use friends or charm person, the target may become hostile against you. But where is sticks to snakes? Why are you giving me all this rope when I can't make them into snakes? Huh? The voice acting in this game is good, but you can clearly hear where they've inserted re-recorded voice clips for the released version.
A Geich vessel has fallen from the sky, Lae'zel. Thieves aboard have taken a weapon most precious.
It is polyhedric in shape and inscribed with the sacred runes of our people.
I somehow missed the first early access recording where you met Gale and he informed you that the parasites you carry would turn you into mind flayers.
Are you aware that after a period of excruciating gestation, it'll turn us into mind flayers? A process known as ceremorphosis? It is to be avoided.
I don't know. The voice actor in that scene was just so excited, and it became a meme amongst my friends. Never forget what they took from us.
Oi! Ain't no part party in here? Shut it, Graw. Olak cleared us. Got a visitor for the drow, I do. My arse. What's a true soul want with any mate of yours? Private business, that is. Raiding business.
Oh shit, you heard that? Sassa's gotta clear Black Temple before reset. She can't stand around here guarding piss pots. She needs Warglaives of Azeroth.
Now, Illidan also does I-beams and...
The magic items you find in this game are also great. And when I found actual items I've used in Dungeons & Dragons, well, then it's double cool. They've also added other weapons and gear that uses a system they've created especially for this game. Arcane Acuity, Heat, and Lightning Charge are 3 of the systems from the top of my head. They are cool, but I feel like you have to find every piece that synergizes with it to prevent them from feeling underwhelming. Unlike in the tabletop game, there are no item attunement, and you don't have to identify magic items in Baldur's Gate 3. I get it, they don't want to waste your time, you find the magic item, you can see if you want it immediately. Okay, let's take it from the top. You happen to find a cool item in Dungeons & Dragons. You don't know what it is, because it's unidentified. You can then get any willing magic user to cast the Identify Ritual spell, or you can pay an expert, usually a shopkeeper, to identify it. Wow, that's a good item. I want to use it, you say. But if you look at the item description, it has this little text in the corner that says requires attunement. But not all magic items have that requirement, but the really good ones do. That's because in Dungeons & Dragons, you have to spend 1 hour, and usually during a short rest, to attune to it. Think of it like practicing with an item, for example, if it's a weapon. The limit of magic items you can be attuned to is 3 at a time. That is why it is so insane that none of the items in Baldur's Gate 3 requires attunement, and you can have a magic item in every slot of your loadout. When you have a game as big and complex as this, bugs can occur from time to time. I didn't record everything, but this one was pretty spicy. And I have had dead enemies T-posing or otherwise dead characters staying in an idle animation while being perfectly lootable. But the most common bug I found was that sliding doors would not open but are perfectly fine to walk through, while the sound of it opening was playing indefinitely. And that the cutscene camera was zoomed in on my ass from time to time, as well as there being a bit of slowdown in Act 3. But I can say for at least me that it is a lot smoother now after Hotfix 4. The biggest Norwegian game journalist website had to remove 1 point of the final score because they were seriously hindered by bugs. Lucky for me, I didn't have anything major ruined in the game for me, even though I'm playing on 5-year-old hardware. Also, what's the thing with negative reviews criticizing the game for being turn-based? It's not like I play 1 round of Monopoly and go, whoa, 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 there's capitalism in this? This seems to be a recurring theme in the negative reviews. Take a look at this one. I hate the turn-based battles. Slow, boring, and tedious. Coming from someone who loves Assassin's Creed Odyssey and Okay, dude, we don't have to read more of that. There are also some complaining about the dice rolls. The whole system of Dungeons & Dragons is based on a 20-sided dice system, which means attacks can and will miss. But that's fine, because the enemy can miss too. It goes both ways. You can even set yourself up for a better hit chance by using their weapon arts, for the lack of a better term. Both Flourish and Concussive Smash makes enemies easier to hit. I would argue that the battles in Dungeons & Dragons are not slow. They're pretty fast and lethal. You hit for a lot and the enemies hit for a lot. But I get what he's talking about. He doesn't prefer turn-based combat at all. I just hope most people are aware of what they're getting themselves into when they're buying this game. Anyway, so it can be over fast. I don't think I've been in any combat in this game which has taken anywhere close to 10 turns. It's usually over in 5 or less. Otherwise the speed of the combat is up to yourself, obviously. If you're a magic user, you have a lot of attack options. But that is what makes it so fun for me, at least. Every fight is a puzzle on figuring out the most effective strategy. And if you're not a magic user, you have a lot of bombs, molotovs, spell scrolls, different concoctions you can throw. And if you are especially observant, you can often sneak into different positions for an ambush to give yourself that extra little edge over the monsters. But it's not only combat. The conversation and events in this game can also be very entertaining. One that took me by surprise was the encounter with Thistlebald in the zombie bar. A quote-unquote boss. Or no, wait, no, I don't think boss is the correct term. Let's just call him a unique character. You don't even have to fight him. If you pick your dialogue options correctly, He can actually be rather helpful by revealing secrets about the area. And when you leave, the game even grants you XP for the encounter. That is it for what I have so far. Now what do I think of the game? I guess you've already guessed. When I'm not playing myself, I watch my friends stream the game on Discord and see what direction their game is going in, and oh boy, is it a treat. This video could have been an easy one, and just me talking about the new standard, which is so popular right now. But I bet you've heard about that 100 times before. And I don't even want to hear about myself no more. It's like going to Reddit or 4chan and reading about what people there are saying about the game, which in turn makes me even more convinced that none of these people has even bought the game at all. They just like talking about it. Anyway, thanks for watching.